Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Today's Restaurant Networking Group. My name is Howard Appel. I'm the founder and publisher of Today's Restaurant, and we are a group of vendors who are here to help each other grow our businesses and also to help any restaurant operators who might have a question or an issue they're dealing with that they need help with, and any other company that'd like to join us. I invite you to give us a call at 561 620 8888 or go to our website at trnusa.com. So, good morning, everybody. And we have a couple of new faces on the board this morning, so I'm going to ask them to introduce themselves to us. So, let's start with do it alphabetically. Kyle, good. We'll start it off with you.
All
Well,
right. Oh, okay. Good morning, everybody. It's a pleasure to meet all of you. I'm Kyle Rickner. I'm the owner of Rickner Smart Solutions based here out of Lakeland, Florida, but we'll pretty much go anywhere in the state of Florida. We have a full EC license and professional and general liability insurance. We're a security company here like I said, based out of Lakeland. We do low voltage wiring, security systems, cameras, networking setup, mountain TVs, pretty much anything smart home business automation. The stuff that most business owners don't want to have to try to shop around for because people give them 18 different quotes that are all different, varying levels. We have a pretty fair price and we get the job done and it looks great and works great. And we back our work up with a 1 year worksman warranty, and all of our equipment comes with a 3 year manufacturer's warranty. So
and how can we reach you?
my phone number is, so the office line is 863-701-4973, but my direct cell is 863-380-1089. You can also go to our website, ricknersmartsolutions.com. It has our contact info and it has a contact form where you can fill it out and we can reach out to you.
And I believe Kurt introduced you to us.
Yes, Kurt and Jessica Kirby, both.
Oh, well, thank you to Kurt and Jessica. I should have had Kurt introduce you. My mistake.
Well, he can do it now.
Hey everybody,
uh,
this is Kyle. And he does everything he just said he does.
Great job, Kurt.
all right. Brian, you want to introduce John?
Yeah, I met John and Tony at the Southeastern Petroleum Show back in March. Actually I met them about a year ago. They were just kind of, I guess I didn't have a booth back at the Petroleum Show about a year ago, but I kept in touch with them. And what John and Tony do is they have their own brand, and what they do, they sell the freestanding self-charging stations. And been talking to them and trying to help them, and they're pretty much trying to go into different verticals like restaurants, convenience stores, hotels, things like that. Apartments, things like that. And so they have their own freestanding charging stations, and I kind of let John go into more details on that. So, but yeah, and I guess you've kind of started out along the East Coast a little bit. I guess Tony's out of what, South
Yeah,
Georgia?
yeah. So the company's headquartered in St. Simons Island, Georgia. Tony couldn't make it today, but John Wadsworth, co-founder and COO of Stay in Charge. As Brian mentioned, we're a EV charging solutions provider for the commercial real estate space. Got our start really in the hospitality market. So we're deployed in hotels across the US, strong concentration in the Southeast, but we go coast to coast. We're not in every state, but we're in about half of them. So we operate kind of like a managed services type business, where we understand kind of what the hardware situation looks like, what the software situation and options look like, and are positioned to provide various solution sets tailored to different verticals and goals. So whether that's a gas station adjacent to an interstate looking for DC fast charging, or hotels, apartments, restaurants, just looking for another amenity to help boost occupancy or drive traffic, put, butts in seats as the case may be. Growing opportunity in the charging space to, provide a couple different marketing outlets to the various types of real estate operators. So we're not beholden to a single manufacturer or software solution. We really try and work pretty hard with our partners and customers to find something that is specifically matched to their needs. So Brian had asked us to join here today and get a sense for what you guys are up to, and happy to be a reference, a resource for anybody out there in the restaurant space as you guys bump into dialogue around charging. And contact website is stayincharge, STAYN charge.io. Best place to get us there is contact form, phone numbers, all that good stuff in there. So I'll leave it there until further Q&A or topics come up that I can chime in on.
Well, as I mentioned to you earlier, I had dinner last night with a gentleman that it was a software something, but he was involved with charging stations, and he filled me with all kinds of information. So I have questions. Maybe
Sure.
maybe they're bad. I don't know. And I'm sure Steve might have some comments about it because he's got an electric car.
I've got comments on everything, so it's not a problem.
So does your charging station fit any car, any model car, like a Tesla as opposed to a Mercedes?
Yeah. So there's a couple ways that works. Obviously, there's two different plug standards, three technically in the US. There's one that's outdated and really pretty limited to older Nissan Leafs. I think there's a Mitsubishi vehicle out there that runs it, but CHAdeMO standard's pretty much dead. When you're looking at universal charging for level 2, which is like your overnight or longer dwell time chargers, they run on 240 volts. So it's not as big a project as bringing in a 3-phase 480 service and doing, heavy duty fast charging. There's two real plugs, J1772 and NACS or Tesla. We still find the bulk of the deployments going out under the universal plug type. And the reason for that is your Tesla and NACS standard vehicles almost all carry and are provided with at purchase an adapter to go from that plug to a Tesla plug. The inverse of that is not as established. So that universal plug type is still more common and can more reliably service all of the vehicles on the road. So depending on how big your deployment is and kind of what you're trying to accomplish, you can kind of split the difference and do a couple on the Tesla standard and a couple on the universal standard, or go all universal. We're kind of in a transition stage in that environment, but the universal plugs work great.
Well, because Kyle is here, I'll ask this question. Are the charging stations a target of any kind of vandalism?
Yes, they'll steal the copper right out of 100%.
So you could
Do you bump into that a lot?
So it really depends on the area. Typically, if it's a nicer part, really no one's immune to that. If people really want to get it, they're going to get it. The only real way you can get around that is to have some sort of active deterrence. So either an on-site security guard or AI-based cameras that can actually react and play a pre-recorded message. It's gotten to the point now where the camera will, like with our alarm.com systems, the camera comes on and it can say, "Hey, you there in the gray hoodie, I see you, stop what you're doing." It's crazy how far these cameras have come along now. So active deterrence definitely helps cut down on that. But at the end of the day, if someone really wants to get it, they're going to get it.
And I got one more question, unless you have a question, Steve.
Well,
This is a historical moment.
Well, no, I have a question. The question is, what does it cost for a high-speed charger to install in a approximate? I know probably it varies, but
Yeah, I mean, there's a range. Once you start getting into a DC fast charger, you can go anywhere from like on the really lower power output end of the spectrum from around like a 50 kilowatt unit, and that might split down to two plugs that each serve 25 kW load,
Mhm.
all the way up to, common equipment in the States these days. Top end of that's around a 400 kW unit.
Right.
So obviously, as you scale up, you can add cost pretty quickly. Fully deployed, like a single charger, a single 400 kilowatt charger with two plugs, NACS and CCS. So that's your Tesla standard and your
Right.
non-Tesla standard. So picture a box that's got four hoses connected to it, and either side of that machine can deliver to either vehicle and plug type. By the time you bring power out to the location, purchase the equipment, install it, land it, commission it, turn it on, all that stuff. Probably on the low end, you're looking at around 200,000, maybe 180 to get started, and then it can go up from there as you scale that project site and total load and any additional incremental site improvements. If you're putting canopies in, if you're doing security systems, if you're doing benches and trash cans and all that stuff, you can add a little bit of ancillary costs around the margins there. But kind of your entry point for a real fast charging situation somewhere in that 180, $200,000 range is a starting point.
That's what I heard actually before, so it's interesting. And what's the payback period?
Depends on, when we look at stations. So what we do is a couple different models. We offer models where our customers, the real estate owner, purchases the equipment, funds all of the make ready work and installation directly. They own it. We're on the hook to do software, guest support, billing, all those kind of downstream things, schedule maintenance, all that stuff. But sorry, what was the question?
What's the payback period? How long?
Payback period, right. So when we underwrite, we'll look at a site and evaluate it across a couple of different metrics, anything from like average annual daily traffic, what kind of archetype does the site fit? Is it that gas station right by an interstate, or is it a shopping mall with retail and dining? They have different profiles, but generally, depending on, again, like how busy a station is, that payback period is going to run typically somewhere between about 2 and maybe 6 years on the tail end in a
Wow.
fast charging situation.
Right.
For your level 2, your overnight, your strongest lever as amenity based charging is the non-charging revenue that you hope to drive by having that amenity in place. So take a hotel or a restaurant or an apartment complex. They'll make a little bit of money around the margins every month reselling power, but the real benefit to that location is I had the amenity. I showed up in search when a traveler was, making their travel plans and booking their hotels. So I picked up room nights, or I was able to shorten my lease up period in an apartment complex because I have an amenity that's in really high demand among a certain, set of renters. If you're in the restaurant space, y'all's challenges are a little bit different in a lot of cases because many restaurants don't necessarily own the land that they're operating out of. So there's a disconnect between, is it my CapEx improving a property I rent, and can I get permission to put this asset in, versus I don't own this, can I go back to the landowner and make a case for them to deploy it? Again, that payback, if you evaluate it just on a cost of power or power resale basis, is going to extend a little bit longer versus if you take a holistic view of, all right, I spent some money, I capitalized a project, but I'm getting, 1 or 2 extra diners every day, or 5 extra diners a week. And if you put those two numbers together beside the charging revenue, that payback period, we tend to look for cases that can pay back on an inclusive basis in about an 18-month period or less.
Hey,
Okay.
John, I have a friend named Brian at Rogue Leasing, and he does equipment financing. Terrific guy. If I don't
Great
have
guy.
$250,000, $200,000
Uh-huh.
to put up cash, are there financing options? Because I'd be happy to introduce you to him.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Mike.
thanks, Michael. So there are a couple different procurement methods. Again, you can buy it direct if you've got the cash sitting around and nothing better to do with it. You can work with somebody like Brian. Rogue will take a look at, a given project site. We'll help them out, kind of on an underwriting basis a little bit in terms of site selection quality, but Rogue's making the final determination on that and will provide financing inclusive of equipment, installation, the make ready side. So, hiring your electricians both for the scope that's on your side of the meter and or getting involved with the utility to bring out new service, new power, depending on, what the configuration is there. But you can do it that way where you're buying it directly, you're financing it, and we also have programs kind of somewhere in the middle where we'll take a look and for locations that meet our investors' criteria, we can shop it around and see if there's like a hybrid model available to where maybe that real estate owner wants to put up, say, half the cost of capitalizing a project. And if that location ends up, meeting an underwriting, meeting the criteria to underwrite from our investment group, then there might be an opportunity for Stay in Charge to shop that around and take a position in that station as well, and then develop kind of a revenue sharing model where it's reflective of the capital contributions from different parties and so forth. The other lever on this is the rebates that exist in some geographies. So a lot of utility companies, particularly down in Georgia. As a matter of fact, Georgia Power has a really strong, even evaluated nationally, really strong incentive program to help defray the cost of running power, buying the chargers, all that. And in Georgia, if you're a Georgia Power customer, which is almost everybody in Georgia, typically we can end up penciling out a project at about a 20% cost to that real estate owner versus the aggregate actual total capex of the project. So rebates are real strong. They'll help cover the power. They'll help cover the chargers. Bonus depreciation's available as well. So if you own the land and make an investment, $250,000 investment in a DC charging station, you can take all that effectively that $250,000 and depreciate that in year one. So some other kind of tax advantages that ride along with that. It looks and feels a lot like real estate in a lot of ways and capital projects. So a couple different ways that you can get creative about it to make a project pencil out a little bit better than what it might look like on first glance at, hey, I got to write a $250,000 check if I want this asset. It's not really quite always that case.
But I'm sure if you have any other questions, we can get.
Hey, that's what I was real quick, John. I was asking you about Georgia Power. You mentioned that, so yeah, the rebates and stuff like that. Yeah.
I want to ask. We over the couple of weeks we've been talking about how to better our success on LinkedIn, and Steve took a course on it, and it's got a couple of hints for us that we should all be using in this group to help each other increase our presence on LinkedIn. So, Steve, if you can do it.
Sure, I'll do it quickly. Let me share out my screen. Okay, so this is oopsie, it's not, there we are. Okay, so this is the last post I did. Let me just expand it. And let me just so you can see what it is. So basically, you can write a post. You can do it one of two ways. This is a video tune that I have. A couple of important things about the post. This initial line should be grab your attention. It can say something like crazy and I'm always right. I mean, something that somebody's going to react to. And then, well, because this is a video, so I just want to, my objective here is just to grab your attention and draw you into the post. So once you post it, you need to do a couple of things. The first thing you need to do is you need to comment on it yourself. So I added this comment. And afterwards, sometime later, but same day, I commented on my comment. Okay. And then after I did this comment on me, I liked it. So you comment first and then like. And here's where you add comments. I'm not going to do it, but if you add a comment here, it's going to show up and then you like it over here. And the sequence is important. If you like it first and then comment, LinkedIn doesn't pay attention to the comment. But you get more credit if you comment first and then LinkedIn. The other thing is get people to comment on you, okay? And if they leave a comment and they reply to your comment, you sort of reply again, because the more comments you get, the better off you are. So this one I had, let's see, this is 12 comments and 12 people, but there are actually 24 comments. So let me just show you the analytics. So I had, I have 225 impressions. This is sort of the best one I have so far. And it reached a number of people. And the objective is there are a couple of objectives. Depends on what you're aiming at. Is impressions and members reached, but also let me just sort of go back a bit. Sorry about that, guys. This is in the way. Sorry. Okay. So first of all, the other thing is you can send this, you can send this out to people and get them to comment. What you do is you copy the link to the post and send it to all your friends and say, please comment on it and give them instructions. Comment on it first and then like the post. And you can get, you get statistics. So here are my most popular posts. I mean, and you can see there's been a difference since I started making more aggressive titles and more people following. So it tells me how many people, me and 11 other people's, and I have 24 comments. So how is that? 24 comments. Remember, they commented, I commented on their comment, so that effectively doubles the number of comments. Okay. That's sort of it. I mean, you know, you have to figuring out what works. Oh, and the other thing is, so this post over here. So this is what I typically do is write a post or outline it, and then I put it into ChatGPT and tell it make this ready for LinkedIn, because there's a certain style and brevity to the post. You want to make it sort of fairly readable. Notice my sentences are short and the spacing between, because when you look at something, if it looks like it's a lot to read, you're not going to do it. So
I got to ask a question.
Sure.
If you had 12 people comment, these are all your friends that do like we did it the other day.
Right. Yeah.
How many new people came on and commented or like?
Well, I can't, not many new people come on and comment, but remember it's the post impressions. So in fact, while 12 people commented on it, I have 203 impressions.
Right.
Okay. So more people look at it. Most people do not leave comments.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
So it's a question of building the impressions.
So, and the other interesting thing I found, and let me go back to, let me sort of fake starting a post. So you paste it, you add, and the other thing is do not add stock photos. You add original photos, original artwork, or something original. It doesn't, it knows if it's a stock photo. So don't use stock photos. Your image is good. You should, in fact, you should have either a picture of yourself or something relevant to the thing, but only one. If you start adding dozens, it doesn't work well for you. Now, one thing you can do, and I've done it, is after you post, after you put it in here, you can actually have LinkedIn rewrite it. And I've done that once. It works pretty well. But what I was also going to say is that what I do is what I've discovered is I put into ChatGPT first, and then I put it into Microsoft's, I don't use it that often, so I can never remember the name of it, but Microsoft's AI Copilot.
Copilot.
And I have it rewrite. I find that the Copilot version is more readable. The ChatGPT is more bullet points and more, it's not as flowing. And I think it should be flowing. That's Steve's personal opinion on life. And
Right.
if you look at some of the more successful posts, they are in fact, they read reasonably well. They read like you would expect them to read. And
Hey, Steve.
if anyone has any questions, I'm happy to answer.
Yeah, I have a question, Steven, because I read somewhere that like using like hashtags, like you shouldn't go above 3 or 4 because it could like convolute the post.
Well,
Is that true?
if you, the answer is it's a little more complex than that. If you use hashtags, they should be at the bottom of your post. But
Yeah.
the current understanding is, and by the way, this changes continuously. We were told not to use hashtags because it doesn't, right now, LinkedIn is not looking fondly on hashtags. You
Well,
should
that's
also
good.
not post more than twice a week.
Good to know.
Okay. Oh, and followers. I have about 3,500 or so. Actually, I think it's closer to 4,000, but it doesn't really matter. But apparently, you get, if you have over 5,000, you usually get pushed down. It doesn't, your post doesn't get distributed as much.
Followers or connections?
Connections, I guess, people who are, in your world, so to speak.
So I've got to get rid of like 15,000.
Well, I mean, there are exceptions to all the rules, but the answer is it seems to be working for you. But we were told that that the 5,000 is the current number,
Well,
and most people don't have anywhere close to that, so it's generally speaking not a problem.
Just want to get to that 500 plus. That's what I'm trying to get to.
Well, yeah, I mean that's the objective. The other thing is this is a test in two ways. I'm not sure LinkedIn works for everybody. Like if I was an auto mechanic, I'm not sure LinkedIn would do any good for me. Okay, because think of who's on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is fundamentally executives of one sort or another, and I'm using the word executive loosely.
Yeah.
Okay. So if that's not your market, I'm not sure why you'd be there. That's Steve's theory on life, not
well, bottom line, from basically what you just told us, everybody in this group should do a post and then send the link out to everybody else in the group to comment on that post, and that would help
Actually,
everybody.
If you want to do it simply, oh, and by the way, the post should be done between 8 and 9, and the commenting should be done finished by 11.
8, 9 a.m.
Yeah.
That's pretty specific.
8 and 9 I got from, and verified by the way, I got from ChatGPT. I asked her what was the best time to post, and said between 8 and 9. And I talked to the instructor that's giving the course, and basically she agreed with that. And then choose the one that says, now I'm not sure the origin of the 11 a.m. She just may want everybody to finish doing this joint effort by 11. I'm not totally sure, but she recently said you must finish post commenting by 11.
A couple of years ago, we had a speaker come in who was a LinkedIn authorized speaker, and
Right.
she said, "Don't get followers, get connections." And that's when I went out and started getting connections. And I've got like 17,000 connections in the industry,
Right.
which is crazy.
Well, I think you're in a different situation. It is crazy. But here's the problem. How many on a typical post, what do you get as people seeing it?
Depends. Yeah, I
Well,
sent
I
you.
mean, give me a number. I don't care. I mean,
I
is
sent
it
you a
10? Is
report.
it 1,000? Is it 10,000?
100, 150.
Okay, so the 15 or 20,000 people you have isn't helping you because they're not seeing it.
I agree.
So the object is to raise the number of people seeing your post.
Howard, would you consider putting something together? And I don't know, email may be the wrong option, but maybe a Slack or something where people in these groups share their LinkedIn posts
Yes.
so that everyone could go through it and, give appreciation, likes, and comments to other people in the group. And there could be kind of like a mutual way to help build momentum.
So I'm going to show, hold on a second, I'm going to share out one thing. So you said Slack. It's interesting you said that because this is the instructions we get.
Yeah.
Okay. And if you notice let's see, where is the person teaching it? Oh, there it is. Good morning, all. Quick reminder that comments need to be completed by 11 a.m.
Right now. Can I plug it in?
So,
And so, Stephen, this is the class that you're in. They're doing exactly
right.
that. They've
That's
put
right.
all the people in the group saying, "Hey, let's all boost each
Well,
other a little bit." And
basically, what we do is, so she was the first one. This is her post. This is the link, and then when I get onto this, I click on it, get to her link, and comment.
Yep.
And I'm here, so this is my post from Thursday. Same thing, and everybody else's post. And so you click on it, so you know who to get to very easily, and that's how they do it. So yeah, Slack seems to be a good approach. This is the first time I've used Slack, but it's funny that you mentioned it.
Yeah,
I think
Howard,
it's one
we
of the
could,
few ways to get more immediate reaction than emails that get bogged down, and you keep all of the topics in a conversation stream.
Well, you can do a group, and Howard, you might want to form another group doing this, so to speak, where everybody gets on in someday in the morning and does comments and posts and see if that helps their business.
We might want to have that specialist back. Her name was Debbie Wymus. I remember her because I'm on her page and she comments on my posts, and she's a massive, massive LinkedIn expert.
Sure. And by the way, LinkedIn changed, not that whatever she said was wrong at the time, but LinkedIn continually changes the rules.
Right.
So what works today will not necessarily work tomorrow.
Oh, that's good.
All right. I want to get into the intro so that the new folks know who we are.
Howard, that would be helpful though if we could all drop our LinkedIn links to you, and if you could send them on that email that has everybody's name, that would be
sure. You can do that.
helpful.
Yeah, no problem.
Good idea, Kurt. Okay, go.
Good, Kurt, start us out.
Oh, hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm in the car right now driving because that's my life. I live in my car. My name's Kurt Hayden. I'm with Spot On. We're a restaurant technology company. We do point of sale, credit card processing, websites, online ordering, everything that your restaurant needs as far as technology is concerned. So that way you can focus on your customer. We are the #1 rated point of sale system in the United States, according to NerdWallet, G2, and Capterra. Yeah, I'm the local account executive. I basically can go anywhere from Tampa to Orlando and everywhere in between. I'd love to help any restaurant that needs, to save money on their processing rates. If they're tired of overpaying the burnt bread or whatever they're doing, I'd love to help. You can let me know. My cell phone number is 727-667-3825, and you can reach me at kurt.hayden@spoton.com. Thanks, Howard.
I was trying to get you a client the other day. Maybe you can comment on this. I went into this a bagel place, Bagel Deli, and they were taking orders by writing it on a pad. Yep. And I said to the woman behind the counter, "Why aren't you using some sort of, point
of sale,
whatever, She said, you have no idea how many options that people come in with. Somebody will order a bagel, toasting one half of it, putting cream cheese on one half, putting butter on the other half and one half
Yep.
of it to go. She says, how do you put that on to a POS system? So I said, I'm going to talk to Kurt. If you can do it, I'll give you the name
yeah.
of the place.
That's the same argument. A lot of people have that problem with pizza places too, because they want half a pizza, certain toppings, half a pizza, another topping. So you got to have that complex functionality for like modifiers. So you got to be able to put like, half, cream cheese, half lox, whatever they want to do, toasted. And it's just ultimately like modifiers underneath the item. And a lot of places do like, it's like world modifiers where they'll literally have every single option under every single item. And it gets crazy and there's no way to do it, but we do item centric modifiers. So literally you would just click, sesame seed bagel, you would click, half cream cheese, half lox, half what, and it would literally just take you down the line on how you built a bagel. And it would take you a matter of seconds to bring up one, bagel. So it's all about the UI of the system and how simple. Yeah, absolutely. Appreciate that.
Okay. Thank you. Let's go to Mike Smith. Michael.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Michael Smith at Era Group, expense reduction analyst. We're the largest in that category in the globe. 1,000 advisors in 60 countries for food service, hospitality. Your contacts, operators run a great lemon stand. We are the quiet team in the kitchen, making sure they're not paying too much for those lemons. Sharpening the knives and all those sort of things. We act as a buyer for hire, sitting on the operator side of the table to renegotiate everything. Typically begins with broadline food costs. How much are you paying at Cisco and US Foods? Those rates drift quite a bit, and we have a team that will renegotiate, implement that over time. From there, we can expand from just lemonade to a bunch of other categories that are eating up profit. Linens, merchant fees, waste, similar operating expenses. Michael Smith at Era Group, 904-710-6899. It's msmith@eragroup.com. Thank you.
Thank you. Rudy, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning to everybody. My name is Rudy Chacon. I am with Green Payroll. We are a payroll company and professional employer organization as well. We do payroll in 50 states. If your client needs either payroll, workers' compensation, human resources, or workers' compensation, we can always combine that, and we use economies of scale to pass on those savings on to the clients. You can reach me at 561 area code 352-3540. The best way to reach me.
Great, thank you. Sven, good morning.
Hey, morning all. Sven Jensen. I'm founder of ProTier. We are exclusively a employee benefits platform, so providing companies with a technology and solution to provide health insurance, vision, and dental insurance to their employees. We work almost exclusively with businesses that have a large hourly employee group, so restaurants and fitness studios are our biggest categories, and we're the only company in the marketplace that has the ability for a company to change their benefits contribution based on the actual number of hours an employee works in any given paycheck. So companies can set up a $1 per month subsidy or contribution, or they can set up a $1 per hour contribution, so that restaurant who is working with a bunch of part-time employees and increase their employee allocation and can actually help attract and retain the best quality employees to their business. Tons of information and content on our website, protier.com, PRO-TIER.com. My direct email is sven@protier.com. That's SVEN@protier.com. And then you can reach me at 415-857-5048. We're based here in Florida in Lighthouse Point.
Great, thank you. Nicholas, good morning.
Hi, good morning, everybody. Nick DeSantis. I'm with Brown & Brown Insurance. We are a multinational insurance firm based here in Daytona Beach, Florida. I specialize in restaurants, hotels, but we're a general lines agency. We write all types of businesses. Restaurants from the groundbreaking building out to ongoing operations is a great opportunity for me. But we can also do construction, manufacturing, all sorts of companies, nothing too small, nothing too big. We also have captives, so we could arrange for, say, you have a national company that needs some help or that may be looking into self-insuring themselves. We have what's called a captive arrangement. We could put that together for them, where they are controlling their own insurance. They are their own insurance. So pretty much, if you have anybody that's looking, have them reach out to me, or I can give me the contact. I'll reach out to them. Nick DeSantis, Brown and Brown, 386-299-9540, and it's nicholas.desantis@bbrown.com. Thank you.
Chris, good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Chris Kaufman, Restaurant All-Stars, providing restaurant management talent for companies that would like to enhance their human capital. And we currently just picked up a couple of assignments in Boynton Beach and also Boca, where a management company based out of Orlando is going to be taking over some properties down there. And they want to go in there with a qualified staff, and so they contacted us, and we happen to have some contacts down there in Boynton and also Boca, and so we're going to be reaching into our database as well as our other opportunities for conversation, and that's what we do, provide human capital for restaurant companies. And we've been doing this wonderful business since the 1980s, and we are committed to keep doing it until we get it right. So Restaurant All-Stars, 404 All-Star, 404-255-7827. And one last thing, I announced last week that the Onion Festival here in Vidalia, Georgia was going to be this week. Actually, it's going to be next week. Okay?
What?
I know.
You got babysitters coming? Are you kidding me?
Oh, I know. Okay. So, it was, well, it's the first mistake I made this year. I made a big mistake last year. I bought a pencil with an eraser. Chris Kaufman, 404 All-Star.
If you need connections in Boca and Boynton, let me know.
Will do.
Brian, good morning.
Good morning. Hey, John. Thanks for joining us. I appreciate it. But to comment on Chris and the Onion Festival, he didn't tell you he's waiting for his outfit to become the Onion King. He's going to be showing up there. Good morning, everybody. I'm Brian. I'm with the Rogue Financial Group. We are a commercial equipment financing company. So look, I can pretty much finance all different types of equipment, from small to large projects, startups. I do work all over the country, and work with various dealers around the country. Again, I can finance pretty much any type of equipment. Again, I'm Brian with a Rogue Financial Group. I can be reached at 404-723-7222. But I was going to comment on Kurt about his system. I was in a meeting yesterday, or a networking group, and according to them, Toast is the best.
Hold on.
Ooh, those fighting words.
Hey, Kurt, I was not impressed. Sorry. I was not impressed.
Yeah, no, they've been around for longer than we have, and you say they still think they're the best, but like I tell my clients all the time, they went public, and as soon as you go on the stock market, your shareholders become more important than your customers. They got to jack up their prices every 6 months. They outsource their customer service to Pakistan. So anytime you need a call for support, you got to wait on the phone for 2 hours, with a customer representative. And it's just, I try to tell, a lot of people are starting to wake up and realize that they're not, the end all be all for point of sale. So I'm just snatching burnt bread accounts left and right. So it's all about customer service, in my opinion.
Okay. Yeah, I know.
That it is.
All right. Thanks again.
All right. Steve, good morning again.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Steve Whitehill, and I'm a business broker, which means I help people buy and sell businesses of all sorts. I really only do it in the state of Florida for the most part. I have at this moment about 2,300 listings available to me to sell. Not all of those are my own listings, but the beautiful part is I can sell any one of those and make some money. I have, in fact, 444 restaurants. I don't know how they came up with that number, available for sale in the state of Florida. The least expensive one is $19,000, and the most expensive one, which is under contract, is $7 million. So the range is quite broad, and they're really located all over the state of Florida in as many different types as you can think of. So that's what I do. Steve Whitehill, Anchor Business Brokers. You can reach me at 561-376-7500. And my email address is steve@anchorbb.com. Thank you.
Thank you. TRN Terry, good morning.
Hello, everyone. As the only non-male in this group, I'm a little intimidated. However, everyone is so lovely and so sweet. Each and every one of you with your own little personalities really make this group come alive, and I certainly admire it. We have a great group of professionals.
Professionals.
What I do and the main job of my team is just to come up with what's opening in Florida, period. That's it. Go on. We had someone, well, actually three people this week that came on and bought back leads from us, and compliments already on that one. Just wanted to let you know we do have back lead reports. And the best way to say this for the new people that are here, go on to trnusa.com/leads, and you'll get a sample of that lead report. I don't think that's in Howard's info that he sends out. I'm not sure, but if it's not, it should be. Take a look at that, because we give you owners' names, phone numbers, email addresses, what they are opening, where, and how many there might be that they already have, other concepts. And there's a lot of stuff coming in. I got to tell you, Steve might have 444 restaurants for sale, but I can tell you there's applications right behind him ready to try and get either leasing, financing, or the correct location for what they're doing. Typically, a pizza restaurant that closes, another pizza restaurant will try to come in. And that's because all that equipment might still be there. Anyway, and if you have something that you're really interested in and you can't get more information on it, you can always call the office and ask one of us to see if we can't find something that you're really looking for, that you really want information on this that's not in the sheet. And many times, and I get asked this a lot, when you put in info at the restaurant, many times, especially in the under construction phase or the pre-lease or the pre-build, ground up build, I'm getting information on a lot of construction sites that are being anchored by Publix or Walmart or whatever. And there's a lot of restaurants that haven't signed any leases yet. So I'm trying to go through those commercial realtors to find out who they have, that are coming in. And I don't want any of the fast food chains. I want, the mom and pops, the franchises, somebody that's got one taco stand and he's trying to finance his taco equipment. That's not the guy I'm looking for. So we go on, take a look at that. If you have any questions, you can call me, Terry, or email me, terry@trnusa.com. And Howard will remind you about next week's meeting. So everybody have a really good weekend. I put together being the president of our association 7 years now, I put together a community yard sale, neighborhood sale, which as soon as these meetings are over, I got to open the clubhouse and start getting ready for tomorrow. So I've been quite busy with that as well. Never a dull moment. But anyway, I wish all of you a really good weekend.
Terry, if you ever need like a testimonial, like I get probably 10 to 20% of my pipeline from your list. Your list is fantastic. And one deal off that list, pays for the whole, list for itself. So it's a fantastic list. If anybody, wants a really good leads list, absolutely reach out to Terry.
Thank you so
Kurt, what's been your most effective way to reach out to groups? I was one of the people who joined the paid version last week. What have you seen as getting the best engagement?
Yeah, so what I do is like, because I have a BDR as well. So like, not only will I only do phone calls because everybody ignores emails nowadays. It's very rare that I get a response on an email. So I just make phone calls, and then I also send that list to my BDR, and me and him will just like go down and tackle everything that's in the territory. And it's probably 1 in 4 will actually pick up the phone and be like, oh, well, we're still under construction, we're still like building, but like reach back out next month. Or yeah, absolutely, let's set up a meeting, blah blah blah. And like I've told this group before, it's if you get to an NRO, new restaurant opening, sorry for the acronyms, you're the first one there, it's like 80% chance of closing. So like as soon as I get that list, I just start calling the phone numbers, and that's the most effective way I see. The emails hardly ever work.
Yep, got it. Thank you.
And you know what? You're right. In our 11 o'clock group, gentleman that just bought it, he said he made his testimonial. I was shocked. He said, I just got this list. The first phone call I made the sale. I switched him over. He said it paid more than years of lead reports. He said
that was Nicholas. That was Nicholas.
No. Somebody in the 11 o'clock group also. So that's what it should be. That is exactly what it should be. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But the big companies, the Cheney brothers and, the FRLA, they don't buy year after year if it doesn't work. But thank you, Kurt, so much for that. Really appreciate it. And you too, Nick.
Sure. That was, it was just, I got the list in, I opened it up and I started calling. But the first call I made was a contact, and we did end up writing their insurance.
I'm so happy. Great.
We like it.
And I'm happy.
I just want to double back to the new folks, see if they want to add anything, or if you want to add anything to your intro, Kyle.
I'm sorry. Sorry. What did you say? My daughter was.
If you want to add something to your intro.
Oh, yes. So I did want to also let everyone know, my background a little bit. I know I didn't really talk about me per se. I got my start in the security industry working for ADT Corporate. So, there's a saying that you guys have heard, if you don't like things, get promoted high enough so you can change it, or you start your own business and do it the way you want to do it. So my approach really is customer first. We really don't like to do those 3-5 year contracts. For residential customers, we do 12-month agreements. And then for small business, it's 24-month. And our pricing is very fair and reasonable. It starts at $49.99 for monitored security with smart systems that you control from your phone. And it's all UL listed equipment. And yeah, like I said, you can do it all from one place. It's really nice. So I really appreciate Kurt and Jessica telling me about this group, and looking forward to meeting with some of y'all and possibly working with some of you guys in the future.
Great. Well, welcome. And John, you want to add anything before we close this down?
Yeah, sure. Just if anybody's got questions about EV charging, or wants to refer the owner of the center that their restaurant's located in, for a consultation, happy to, provide some background, do what we can to, kind of help educate folks on the charging space. It's new, it's changing. It has an impact on, eventually everybody in the CRE vertical in one way or another. Education's always free, and love to talk to you. So can reach us again, website StayInCharge, STAYN charge.io. I'm John, and you can reach me direct 704-661-1561. And we'll leave it there. Appreciate you guys having me on today.
Okay, well, welcome. Just an announcement for next week's meeting. It's going to be a combined meeting of the 9 o'clock and the 11 o'clock group. It's going to be on Thursday, not Friday, Thursday at 10 a.m. It's a special day and a special time. So mark that down, and I'll be sending it out, of course, in the email. I want to thank you all for coming today. Good meeting, a lot of good information. And have a great weekend. We'll see you on Thursday at 10 a.m. Let the sauce be with you.